right, and we're live from the back of Bridget's truck. All right, I'm just getting everything finalized as far as setting everything up, so just bear with me for 30 seconds here, and just want to make sure I have everything in the proper place. I really don't want to carry around my backpack again this time, as it gets a little warm. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that in there. I'm gonna put that in my pocket for a minute. Throw this in another pocket. Throw this in the pocket. Strap that on. Make sure everybody can see. All right. And away we go. Ugh. Okay, so welcome everybody. I will play you our tour rules before we get too far into this. And I'll gotta get the phone working here. I think we might be in luck, because I just saw, oh no, Priya just laid down to go to sleep. Go figure. All right, so I'm looking at comments now. Hello everybody, it's so nice to see you all again. And let's see here. And the rules. So for any of you that don't know who we are, obviously you know a little bit about us. We are Big Cat Rescue, but here are the rules.
Welcome to Big Cat Rescue, and thank you so much for visiting me and my friends. Your tour fees, gift shop purchases, and donations make sure we receive the very best food and medical care. When you go to places that make a business out of displaying animals, they often put the animals where they must be seen. Much of the pacing you see there is caused by stress from not being able to hide.
Hey,
Big Cat Rescue is a retirement home for these cats. Every enclosure is built in a way that it is up to the cat if they are seen at a given time. Today you will see some cats, and on another visit you may see others. You may have been given a receiver and an earbud. As you approach a cat's enclosure, the guide will play that cat's story for you. This ensures that you receive accurate information. You can download these stories from our free app in iTunes or Google Play. If you have a question during the tour, please raise your hand. The guide will either try to answer your question or indicate it will be addressed further on in the tour. You can also ask your guide questions privately at the end of the tour. At the back of your tour is a volunteer who is known as the backup.
We don't have one of those.
Backup, please raise your hand and say, "That's me."
That's me too.
If you have trouble hearing, please let the backup know.
Turn your volume up.
The tour path is uneven, so for your safety, please do not text during the tour.
I'll try
to
not
be
to.
considerate to the others in your group, please do not talk during the tour or take phone calls. When the guide asks you to come this way, please move when the guide asks. If the group gets strung out and the guide has to wait for you to catch up, everyone will see fewer cats in the time you have.
Don't worry,
There are
I'll bring you along.
very important safety rules. Around each enclosure, there is a barricade made of cage wire. The first rule is not to touch the barricade. It has sharp points, and we do not want you to get cut. The second rule is not to lean over the barricade. Many of the cats can reach quite far through the 4x4 wire. You are welcome to take photos as long as you keep up with the group.
Lots of screenshots.
It is easy to forget and start doing the manual zoom. Finally, on hot days, we actually do have visitors who pass out. This is not good for the visitor and very disruptive for the tour. Please do not be a hero. If you feel the least bit faint or uncomfortable, please advise the tour guide or backup, and we will bring out a golf cart. The job of the backup is to keep you safe. So if you forget the rules, the backup will remind you. Thank you so much again for visiting and supporting us. Now let's go see the cats.
All right, so time to see some cats. There are our rules for our normal tour. I like to play those just to kind of give you an idea of, you know, what we're all about, what's going on here. And you know, I really like these Saturday lives on Facebook, YouTube, and now I don't know if any of you are watching. Oh, Cassie Olsen was. We also are now doing TikTok in the morning. So if you're down with the TikTok, 10 a.m. every Saturday. And by the way, Bridget and I will not be here next Saturday. So got some stuff we got to take care of. So we're not going to be around on Saturday. And it seemed as though everybody this morning was sleeping. Yeah, big cat in cages can never go free. They just don't have the tools to pull it off. So I think here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do small cats first today, and then we'll go to the big cats. So let's see what's going on over here. All right, so I don't know what our fundraiser for today is. Deb and I were trying to figure out TikTok earlier. That was hilarious. Not on Deb's end, on my end. I'm supposed to know technology. TikTok? Kids these days. Let's see. There was a question in here. All right, so where did that big long question go? I'm sorry, hold on just a second, guys. Okay, Maureen. No, yeah, you know, that is a really good question, Maureen. Will the video be available on YouTube? No idea. We're just starting to figure that TikTok thing out. Okay, so where is everybody? It's a nice day, but it is warm today, and a little humid. The breeze is beautiful, and can't really see the biscuit man over here. Nabisco. I have resorted to calling them Flint Biscuit. I don't know. I think it's just maybe a generational thing there. Small girl. Didn't see Smalls out. Oh, there's Smalls.
The female bobcat Smalls is one of 6 cats rescued from Spirit of the Hills, a sanctuary in South Dakota that had their USDA license revoked due to poor conditions there. Smalls was born in 2014 and arrived at Big Cat Rescue in October 2016.
Smalls wants food.
Her former keeper in South Dakota told us that Smalls was dropped off at Spirit of the Hills in 2013 by people who found her drowning in a creek in Wyoming. He said she had pneumonia when she arrived and spent her first week at the vet's office. Because we were told she lived with a male bobcat, she was spayed very shortly after she arrived.
Hi.
While she was sedated, we removed a number of rotten teeth.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
And going to go back together? Yes. Thank you.
How's it going? Did Bridget come on over and visit you earlier? I bet you she will have a special treat for you. You are quickly turning out to be... Whoa, oh boy. It's always a frightening experience when you look down at your phone and then you look up and there's a cat butt looking at you. And it looks like Flint might be walking around here, so I'm gonna see if I have some audio on Flint. This iPad has no audio on Flint. What you got, man? Is that a lizard in your mouth? You are parading a lizard around. Okay. I mean, you do you. Liz, I got the bum shot. No, she didn't get me. I don't think small sprays. I think the Bridget told me that at one point. And Flynn's looking for his buddy Nabisco back there. And I'll go ahead and play their audio. I know you guys can barely see them, but they are underneath the ramp. So I think I got Nabisco's audio in here somewhere.
The male bobcat Nabisco is the youngest and
buddy.
smallest of the 6 cats rescued from Spirit of the Hills, a sanctuary in South Dakota that had their USDA license revoked due to poor conditions there. Nabisco was born in May 2016 and arrived at Big Cat Rescue in October of the same year when he was only about 6 months old. In late June 2016, lightning started a forest fire a few miles from Spirit of the Hills. The fire raged for 10 days, burning over 2,500 acres. Nabisco was found during the fire and brought to Spirit of the Hills. He was introduced to our Florida bobcat, Mrs. Claus, in December 2016, and they quickly became best of friends.
And so there you go. Well, fortunately, just so you guys all know, the lizard got away. So Flint looked a little put out there for a couple seconds, but he found his buddy Nabisco and all is right with the world. All right, so Deb, if you could, do we have a particular donation today? I did put the Big Cat Rescue as the fundraiser, so any donations that you make today through Facebook or our YouTube go directly to the cats. 100% of what we receive from Facebook and YouTube go to the cats. Oh man, Miss Becky's around. That can only mean one thing. Yes, nothing is too small to donate. These guys eat eat all of the money that you send them. It's great. And you can see Ariel, maybe you can see Ariel, she's the kitten on the left over here. And I have no Ariel audio. Alright, so we're going to keep going along, so it looks like Becky's making her rounds. And I know Gilligan is not out and about right now, so I'm not going to stop and say hi. I think he's in his air-conditioned den just because humidity is a bit interesting today. And let's see, I saw somebody on here, I think it was Emily, talking about fall. Yes, so Bridget and I moved from up north, right? So we moved from Wisconsin down here to Tampa. And it was weird just because we get like 3 or 4 springs, but not all the leaves change color at the same time. So you'll have that one tree on the block that'll be bright orange, it'll lose its leaves, and then like next week it'll be green again. The weirdest thing. And then me, I love the snow, so I'm constantly wanting to get way up north in the dead of winter to go freeze my butt off. It's just, I'm weird like that. All right, so who else is around here? I see a cricket. And thank you very much for your donation. Hey! Yes, I'm back. Hi.
Cricket is a female serval born in 2001 and rescued in 2011. Cricket had been kept as a pet, but when her owners divorced, the wife decided that she didn't have time for Cricket and began looking for a home for her. We agreed to rescue Cricket and began preparing an enclosure for her with lots of places to hide and fun things to explore. She just spent the last 10 years living indoors, so we wanted to make her adjustment to life outside as stress-free and enjoyable as possible. Her owner was willing to contract with us to never possess another exotic cat. Cricket was then shipped from Virginia to Florida with Delta Dash. We were at the airport to pick her up, and Joseph the lion gave Cricket a roaring welcome to the sanctuary when she arrived. Exotic cats kept...
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Nikki's roaring. All right, so I'm gonna go towards the roaring. Hi, Cricket. Have a good day. The daily challenge, rolling up the hose. How to do it properly. So yeah, you may have just heard Nikki roaring back there. So I'm gonna make my way over there. Maybe we can actually see Nikki and she's not all the way in the back. All right, so Jinx. I think Jinx is on funcation. I think. You guys actually would know better than me. So let's see, do we see Jinx anywhere? Do we see anybody out anywhere? I think they have a project going on over in Jinx Enclosure though. Oh, so Brenda asked a question earlier, are the big cats meat eaters? Actually, all the cats are meat eaters. Cats are obligate carnivores. They are not meant to have a vegetable diet, so much so that if you look through your shopping market or wherever you go buy pet food, many of those foods will be labeled with big letters like no grains, no vegetables, things of that nature, because cats, they're built to live on meat. That's what they do. All right, so let's check out the project that's going on down here. See what everybody's up to. Now, if you do donate to Big Cat Rescue, these are some of the things that you should know your money goes towards. So, tools to help us clean up the enclosures, gas to run the weed eaters, the electricity to pay for golf carts. Jinx is where Aries was. Okay, all right. I'm on it. Hi, guys.
Hey, weirdo.
Hi. Nope, no helmet.
How you doing?
Good, good.
Good.
How's the project going?
It's good. I got a great team, so we're kicking butt.
You do have a great team.
I do.
That whole team rocks.
This is Stephanie's first day. It's her first project, so...
Hi, Stephanie. Everybody say hi to Stephanie. Like 400 people just said hi to you.
400 people just said hi to us.
All right, so let's go down by Aries' old enclosure and see if we see a Jinx down there. So yeah, they're doing all sorts of stuff there, and it looks like Matt is trying to got something going on over here with Manny. I don't know if he's cleaning Manny's enclosure or just trying to find Manny. Manny is exceptional at hiding. Oh, okay. All right, Susan. It's like, my audio is not working. Oh my gosh. Don't see Jinx, and I think Matt was just making sure the coast is clear so we could do some cleaning over here. Do the cats eat any types of veggies? No, but we do supplement their diet with meds and I'm sure some other stuff if they need it. But we do have cats that have been dubbed by myself to be efficient salad bar eaters, like Beecher. All right, so I think it might be a little tough to find Jinx back here. Actually, incredibly tough to find Jinx back here for me, because I can't go behind the barricades, and this is a very shaded area. Lots of places to hide. Yep, Carol's home. No. And thank you for your donations. Up to $110. You guys kick butt. We really do appreciate it. All right, so I did not see a Jinx back there. Even if I did, I don't think the camera would have been able to pick up on Jinx. So let's see if we see a Nikki lion. She was just talking to the whole sanctuary, announcing her presence. And it could have been because she smelled Matt. Yes, Beecher loves the grass. And then a zoological grade mush. We had a long talk about food on TikTok. Lots of questions from brand new viewers. It was actually really cool. Nikki. Nikki's grass is getting long and I think she's really liking it, but Nikita is way in the back. I'm gonna let her sleep and come cut on over to Tiger Row and see who we see over there. But yeah, she is way in the back. And you know what? I'll play the audio on Nikki because it's actually a really good story.
Nikita was found when she was a year old in a crack house during a drug bust in Tennessee. She was chained to the wall with a short chain on a concrete floor, so she got no exercise and arrived here with huge swellings on her elbows that took months to heal. She was so thin that you could carry her under one arm. In addition to being underfed, she had not had a proper diet, so she had a plethora of nutritional issues to deal with as well. The authorities took her to the Nashville Zoo at Grassmere, but she had been declawed and could not live with the zoo's other lions. Big Cat Rescue agreed to take Nikita in, as well as 3 bobcats that all arrived in 2001. At age 5, she had become a tall, healthy adult lioness, but remained very lanky because she was a picky eater. That changed when our financial support grew to a point where we could afford the expensive ground meat, specially designed carnivore diet we now use. Nikita loved it and filled out quickly to the 500-pound lioness you see today. When Nikita was younger, she was extremely playful and loved to roll on her back and grab her paws or try to do somersaults whenever visitors stopped by to talk with her. Now in her senior years, we still occasionally observe a slow roll onto her back for visitors.
So there is the story about Nikita. And she's not 550 pounds anymore. We have adjusted her diet appropriately. But when she stands up in front of you, it's imposing. She will look, I mean, I'm 5'6", 5'7". She looks me almost in the eyes. It's scary. If I was to see a cat like that out in the wild while hiking, I would probably scream like a little girl and find the biggest tree to go ahead and climb up and need probably multiple changes of pants after that. So yes, at 12:15 you will see Nikita much closer. Reason is Bridget can go behind the barricades. I am unable to go behind the barricades, and I'm just fine with that. Okay, so I'm gonna play the vacation rotation audio. So where is that? Here we go. And by the way, this app I'm using is freely downloadable off of the app stores. So Google Play or the iTunes App Store. It's just type in Big Cat Rescue and you'll see it pop up.
In the wild, big cats would roam hundreds of miles. They are intelligent, active creatures who prefer to hunt at dusk and dawn, but who can see very well at night. They spend their days sleeping and getting ready for the darker hours when they reign supreme over all their domain. Unfortunately, most captive situations provide far too small a space for these big cats. And even worse, they are usually locked into tiny, concrete, windowless cells called night houses during the time of day when they would most like to be out roaming. The reason they're locked up at night is because zoos aren't open at night, and they want the cats to be active when paying guests are there. In most cases, there will be one large enclosure that the public sees, and then tiny jail cells where the cats spend days at a time, so that if it's their only day to be outside, they'll be active for the paying public.
Edith, I do what I can.
At Big Cat Rescue, the cats have far more space per cat than most other facilities. But even still, it's far too small in our opinion. That's why we built the 2.5-acre vacation rotation enclosure. Each of our lions and tigers can enjoy a 2-week vacation in this open air space that has a pond, a fountain, lots of dens, tunnels, platforms, and trees to enjoy. Big cats are solitary by nature, and most of our cats prefer to live alone and vacation alone. We don't force our cats to share space or fight over food. They each have well over 1,200 square feet of
Thank you for
space
your
to
donation.
themselves in their own cat-a-tats. But then, twice a year, they get 2 weeks vacation in this huge space. We move the cats to and from vacation via above-ground tunnels around the sanctuary.
And here they are.
The only time there are multiple cats in the cages or on vacation together is if they've been raised together and truly enjoy the company. Anywhere that you see cats living together, they are neutered or spayed to ensure that we do not breed cats for life in cages. Even this huge vacation area is still a cage, and we do not believe that wild cats belong in captivity. We do the best we can for the cats we rescue, but the best thing all of us can do is end the trade in exotic cats by never paying to see or touch cubs.
So let's see, answering a couple questions here. Edith, I try to put good visuals out there. You know, me screaming like a little girl, climbing up a tree. And then let's see. And yep, Kali is out there somewhere. And so maybe we'll see Kali, maybe we won't. And then what other questions do we have here? Jerry, as far as getting around here, well, we are currently closed to the public. But when it comes to getting around a 3-wheel scooter, I have seen people do it. Absolutely. It's not paved. It's, you know, kind of like recycled asphalt that we put down. But here is the tunnel system. We love the tunnel system. The tunnel system weaves its way through the sanctuary. There's only a couple enclosures that it doesn't connect to. And this allows us to not have to put the cats in those rolling tiger carriers or cages. Thing is that a lot of them really don't like them. So we open up a door all the way down at their enclosure, and they work their way on through here, and they go on out. Right? Now, some of our cats, actually all of our cats, are highly intelligent, but some of them have wised up to the fact that if they don't go very fast or they don't move at all, somebody's going to come around with a bucket of meat. Right? So we don't push them along with a pole or anything like that. That's mean. But you can see more vacation here. How beautiful it is. Let's see, Sophia. One of the reasons is obviously COVID-19, but if you do a quick little Google search, you'll see articles that relate to when in the beginning of COVID, who found out pretty fast from a zoo somewhere in the United States that large cats are actually susceptible to COVID-19. So for the safety of the cats, we are closed to the public right now. And thank you for your donations. Whew, it's getting warm. All right. So I am going to work my way, see if we could see Amanda. Now, I know many of you have heard this audio. It is rather sad audio, but for those of you that haven't, it really is kind of enlightening, just because it's good education. It's about 2 minutes long.
There are estimated to be between 5,000 and 10,000 tigers in the United States, most of them living in deplorable conditions. This is an estimate because there's no tracking of who owns them or where they are. Some are in backyards, others are used to exhibit to make money. The major cause of this large number of tigers in private hands is breeding tiger cubs to use them to make money by charging the public to pet them, take photos with them, or swim with them. Because the cubs can only be handled for a few months before they become too big, the exhibitors need a steady supply of new cubs and are constantly breeding. The cubs are of course adorable, and the exhibitors lie and tell people that this is somehow helping conservation. What the people petting the cubs do not realize is that they are contributing to a lifetime of misery for these animals.
All right, so Amanda Tiger's in her den back there.
Photo ops and petting are ripped from their mothers at birth, which is a torment to any mammal mother and infant. There are two reasons the breeders do this. First, they want the cubs to imprint or bond to a person, not to the mother tiger. If the cubs stay with their mothers for even a few weeks, they are wilder and much more difficult to handle. Second, think about what little domestic kittens do when they are awake. They are in constant motion, testing their limbs and claws and teeth. Tiger cubs are the same. That is their natural instinct. They don't want to sit still for photos. The exhibitors spend those early weeks physically punishing the cubs when they do what comes naturally in order to make the cubs more manageable for handling.
There's Amanda Tiger's photo, at least.
When the cubs are too big to pet, there is no tracking of whether they live or where they end up. All we know is that there are thousands living in deplorable conditions. You can help by not patronizing these cub-touching exhibits and educating others about the misery this shameful exploitation causes.
Yep, so don't pay to touch cats. And so why did I play that around Amanda? Because Amanda has her very large enclosure in the back of the sanctuary. We call it out back, where when we have tours, we don't allow people to walk down. Amanda doesn't like new people. Anytime I come by, she growls at me, except barely ever see her. Even Bridget has now been subjected to getting a full-blown lecture before feeding Amanda, which I find some good humor in. This is how you should feed me. Feed me properly. But Amanda's a great cat. Yep, you can sponsor Amanda as well. Just go to bigcatrescue.biz and you can help support that cat. Now, I did see Sapphire out and about earlier, and I wonder if Sapphire still is. It was a real treat to see her. Good afternoon, everybody. Lee, welcome. I saw that you're a first-time watcher. And our fundraiser today is our general fundraiser, right? So all the money goes to the cat. So if you have a couple bucks kicking around, or less than a couple bucks, maybe $1, please go ahead, click that donate button. These guys, of course, 100% of the money that we receive from your donations goes directly to the cats. So anything you got always does help, and these guys are hungry. Not because they don't have any food. We have lots of food. We just need to buy more all the time. All right, I don't see a Sapphire Tiger over here. Oh, but I do see a bobcat. Look at that thing. Brand new big machine. Bobcat. Big toy. Looks like fun. It is a beautiful day. I saw somebody put in there the forecast of where I am right now. It is currently about 86, 87 degrees. Light wind, but the humidity is just weird today. It's like humid in this spot, not humid over there. I think it's just because it's a little breezy. Yeah, it sounds like Amanda definitely has some rules as far as her feeding goes. Stoney's looking good. We'll get with Stoney a little bit later. Swanee and Swanda are doing great out there. We'll talk to them in a bit. So where is Sapphire? I have this feeling Sapphire's doing what tigers do. Number one, sleeping. Number two, in very tall grass. Nope. No. Hey, you know, if you can't donate, that is okay. Here's what we ask. If you want to help, but can't donate, you're watching the video, number one. That's awesome. Number two, share it. Share it with your friends. Get more people watching, and more people can potentially help. Right? So that is one really great way to help out. Also, go and watch some of our YouTube videos. Okay? When it does come to like channel monetization, things like that, that's one really fun way that you can help. Because when those commercials come on, just grin, bear it, watch the commercial real quick. But when it comes to the mass amount of views and everybody watching, that is one really great way to help the cats. Is just watch the videos. All right, so I'm making my way down the Jazzy girl here because I see Jazzy just kind of sleeping, waiting for Bridget to come around with the hose. Yep, share, click the like button, love them. Hey, Jazzy girl. She's like, oh, it's Andy. Andy doesn't have any treats.
Jasmine is a female tiger whose age is unknown. She arrived at Big Cat Rescue in August 2015 after being confiscated by the Ohio Department of Agriculture along with 9 other big cats from an owner who failed for years to comply with a very basic 2012 Ohio Dangerous Animals law that just required decent caging and registering the animals. Big Cat Rescue volunteered to provide a permanent home for Jasmine, and 3 of the other big cats and other sanctuaries took in the remaining 6 cats. Jasmine is a happy tiger known for making unique sounds which make her keepers laugh. Like all tigers, Jasmine loves the water. She really enjoys being showered with a hose during hot afternoons at the sanctuary, and she is a star at operant conditioning.
And so you will see more of Jasmine a little bit later, I promise. Bridgie's all excited to see Jasmine too. Yep, and I'm gonna try to get Bridget on the GoPro train here, so when she goes live you can see higher res quality on her videos. All right, so Kali's on vacation, so I know no Kali over here. Simba was super talkative. Hey, there you are. Simba saw me walking down the path from like 50 yards away and just started chuffing. I love that cat. Hey Bella, long time no see. All right, so let me find Simba's audio. Sapphire, Simba tiger.
Simba the tiger was rescued from the circus in Guatemala. We believe he was born in 2010. He came to us with 2 other male tigers, Max and Kimba. At the circus, these tigers were fed chicken feet as their primary diet. This does not give them the nutrition they need. Many circus tigers are very closely related due to inbreeding, and they often suffer spinal deformities from the lack of nutrition, inadequate ability to move around, being forced into unnatural poses for circus acts, and being so inbred. These 3 tigers all have arches in their spines that we do not see in our other cats. In the circus, the full-time living space for these circus tigers was only about the size of a queen-size bed. Because it is such a cruel life, 27 countries ban circus acts that use wild cats. In the U.S., there are 7 states and 149 other localities in 39 states that have passed various restrictions or bans involving the use of wild animals in circuses. The circus was banned by law in Guatemala thanks to efforts made by Animal Defenders International. Hermanos Ponce Circus resisted turning over the animals, but ADI eventually managed to get them to relinquish their tigers. ADI cared for the tigers in a temporary facility, while Big Cat Rescue worked to obtain the import permit needed to bring 3 of them, Simba, Max, and Kimba, to their permanent home here. They finally arrived on November 25th, 2019. Of the 3 tigers, when they arrived at Big Cat Rescue, Simba proved to be the extrovert in the group. When the door of his travel crate was opened, he exited enthusiastically and headed right for one of our large cylindrical toys and started playing with it.
Hey, Becky. Do you want to come check the project, please?
All right, so there's the story of Simba. Oh, hi. Ooh.
Thank you.
And there's Nikki talking again. Kind of inclined though. I'm not far away. Let me work my way over there real quick. Let's hurry. Bye, Simba. And thank you very much for your donation, Axter. Appreciate that. Alright, so maybe Nikki will actually be standing up. I know lions like to just lay down and roar, and maybe Nikki's one of them. But man, that was loud. Hey, here's a Kimba. Hi, Kimba. Hola. All right, so Kimba seems chill right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and play Kimba's audio.
Kimba is a male tiger who was rescued from the circus in Guatemala, along with 2 other tigers, Max and Simba. Kimba is the youngest, born sometime in 2017. They came to us after Guatemala passed a law banning the circus. Animal Defenders International was a major force behind passing that law. The tigers were supposed to have been turned over to authorities. Instead, Hermanos Ponce Circus went on the run. In June 2018, Animal Defenders International and authorities had found the circus and implemented the rescue mission. Because tigers are an endangered species, we needed an import permit from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to bring them here. We applied for a permit in August 2018. It took 11 months to obtain the import permit and 3 more months to obtain an export permit from Guatemalan authorities. The cats finally arrived in November 2019. They were flown into Miami on a cargo plane, and our rescue team picked them up at Miami Airport and drove them to Tampa. During the 15 months from our application to their arrival, generous donors to Big Cat Rescue helped us fund their care in Guatemala at a temporary facility operated by ADI. During the handover from the circus to ADI, the circus workers started beating Kimba viciously with an iron bar until he bled. The ADI rescuers intervened to save his life. Kimba was terrified with a bleeding leg and mouth. In circus confinement, even such powerful predators are completely at the mercy of their captors. But thanks to the visitors and donors who allow us to provide lifetime care, no one will ever harm Kimba again.
All right, so not the greatest audio to hear, but that's the reality of it, right? So, yeah, if you watch the video online of their rescue, I think there's actually, and I don't know, you probably don't want to look this up, but I think there's actually a section in there where you actually see one of the workers hurting one of the animals, and it's just terrifying. It makes you cringe. It's horrible. So Kimba is Kimba. Kimba's much happier here, obviously, but let's see. So I think it was Elizabeth wondering about Spanish. Angie, coordinator keeper Angie, will commonly come around and talk to a few of the cats in Spanish if they came from areas where people natively speak Spanish, and a few of them do respond differently, which is super cool. All right, so did Nikki get up and move? This is the question of the day here. Yeah, that one's a tearjerker. Yes, it looked like Nikki got up and moved and rolled over. So we still can't see her. She's all in the back, but she's close to the enclosure, or the cage wire. So Bridget will get back there later today, and you can say hello to Nikki close up. All right, so making my way back on over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down this way. I'm gonna take a right and see who we see that way. If anything, we can all stop and see the really awesome fountain that Jamie, Victor, and a few of the keepers helped build. Don't see an Alethea over here. Scroll through the comments, see if you guys are asking me anything. Apologize, I haven't looked at them in a minute. Well, the reason that I'm not in a golf cart right now is working from home. I'm a teacher. I travel around the United States, used to travel around the United States, teaching people how to sell cars. And now, manufacturer I work for, like a lot of the people in the industry, have relegated us to the desk. So anytime I can get up and walk around, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Oh, this is the other side of Kimba's enclosure, by the way. So he gets the very serene fountain. And let's see, hutch. Let's make that happen. See if I can get on over there. Let's see if we find Hutch. So we're gonna double back, see if any of the smaller cats have come back out. If so, awesome. If not, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can find your name on Hutch's enclosure. Hey, shortcut. I think that was Manny. Somebody's sawing logs over here. I don't know. All right, sorry about that. Let's get back on point here. I'm going down towards Hutch. I think that was Manny. This was coming from that direction, but I think Jinx is also now over in this direction. I don't think Jinx makes that noise. All right, Lori, if you want to see Jinx, your best bet right now is see Jinx at 12:15 on the YouTube channel, dailybigcat.com. Bridget has a thing lately for Jinx. Really, they seem to be, or she seems to be kind of attached to him. I think Jinx is now the second favorite next to Jasmine. That hose looks good.
Check out my scraper
We've been
pole.
doing it this whole time.
What'd you do to your scraper pole?
I existed near it.
You exist, is this a common thing for you?
No, this is
No,
the first time
things-
I've had my scraper pole break in half on me.
Oh man. You just bend it a little bit more, right? Get back to it.
I mean, theoretically, but then it's only like a 5-foot scraper pole.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for you, is it?
I wonder if somebody got it.
It was like rusted at the curve. This looks like one of the new ones that they made.
We might want to talk about that new metal.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff over here.
All right, let's see here. Where is he and where is that plaque? I'm looking, Nancy. I don't see it. And again, I could be completely in the wrong area, and I don't think I am. Hey, let me hit on a point real quick. When Big Cat Rescue first started, we didn't really have, or Carol really didn't have the mission that she has today. The things vastly changed. But one of the things that made that happen is the realization that Carol had of cats being bred and living in cages. Everybody say hi to Lauren.
Hello. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
The realization essentially is that cats should not be bred to live in cages, period. And so our mission is to give these guys the best possible home we can. Now, many of you know we are a GFAS accredited sanctuary, which means that we do not buy, breed, touch, sell, trade any of our cats. This is their forever home. We don't put them out for entertainment. We don't do any of that. And we are working very hard, which I'll talk about in just a second, to end the trade of wild cats and exotic animals. So as far as this goes, I can understand people's perceptions based on what they've seen, but the reality of it is that we're actually a really good place with a lot of really good people. They come here and volunteer. Many people have said that, well, you know, they don't pay volunteers. The thing is, we're volunteers. Now, volunteers by nature, by the name of it, don't get paid or else we'd be employees. All right, so I made my way over here because I want to see if we see anybody in this area. Mrs. Claus. This is tough, guys. We had a beautiful week last week. Now it's starting to get warmer and everybody's sleeping. right, so I'm gonna grab a card real quick for the Big Cat Public Safety Act, and before we wrap this one up, I'm gonna take you on over and we're gonna see if we see Duchess or Priya. If not, Bridget's really good at getting Priya to come out and be excited and be happy. So let me grab a card real quick here. You know what, we'll do the Big Cat Public Safety Act now, and then we will move into seeing those two. So if you don't know what the Big Cat Public Safety Act is, really simply, just go ahead, pull out your cell phone and text CATS to 52886 if you want to get a jump on this thing. So here we go.
Today you've heard story after story of these magnificent animals being abused or abandoned. They're estimated to be 10 to 20,000 big cats, mostly living in deplorable conditions in private hands. These animals belong in the wild, not in backyards and roadside zoos. The laws that claim to ensure a humane existence for these animals just don't work. As one example, the USDA rule for the minimum space for a tiger cage is what you see on the sign on this circus wagon. Make normal postural and social adjustments with adequate freedom of movement. With this rule language, the owner of a tiger doesn't know how big a cage has to be. And an inspector, many of whom are veterinarians and really do care about the animals, doesn't know when to cite someone for too small a cage. So almost no one ever gets cited, and tigers spend their entire lives in tiny, concrete-floored prison cells. Florida does specify how big the cage has to be, and is one of the more generous state laws. In Florida, you can keep two 500-pound tigers in a 10 by 24 foot space.
That's the size of our
like
memorial
this
wall.
Memorial plaque area, slightly bigger than a parking spot on a concrete slab. This would be like keeping your domestic cat in a 3-foot-long dog carrier for their entire life. The only way to stop this abuse is a federal ban on private ownership. It's not often in our daily lives that we get to do something that really makes a difference, but you can today. We have a federal bill that would end private ownership and the abuse of cub petting. The bill will pass if members of Congress hear that enough of their constituents care about this issue. We make it very easy to do. If you are a United States resident and you have a cell phone, please take it out now. To show your support for the Big Cat Public Safety Act and to urge your elected officials to do the same, text CATS to 52886. Message and data rates may apply. You'll receive an automated response containing a link to our campaign page. Click the link and follow the prompts to make the call of the wild today before you leave the sanctuary. Our goal is to get this bill passed before the next plaque marking the death of one of the mistreated cats you met today goes up on this memorial wall. If you are willing, this call is truly the most meaningful thing you can do to help us stop the mistreatment of these amazing animals that deserve so much better. Last, thank you very much for coming to visit us today and for supporting the cats with your tour fee, gift shop purchases, donations, and calls to Congress. Does anyone have any questions before we go inside?
Okay, all right, so there you go. Please text CATS to 52886 and help us get that bill passed. Your phone calls are of a huge help. And you can call multiple times too, not the same day I think, but multiple times. And it looks like we have a Dutchy tiger over here. So this is Duchess. What time we got? Do we have enough time for some audio? No, I gotta close out here in a second. But there's Duchess looking very regal in her enclosure, her den. Big smile on her face too. You did it! Thank you, Barbara! And let's see if we can find Priya. Yep, one phone call worth 100 signatures. That just is a very beautiful tiger. And Priya is in her den, which means I have no chance of getting her out of there. All right, so many devices. Let's see what I can do with this here. Hold on just a second, gang. All right, that's not working. Okay, so in about 15 minutes, Bridget and I are gonna go live on YouTube. So set your timers, 15 minutes from now, dailybigcat.com. And yes, I promise you will see more cats over there and our crazy antics. Bridget and I talk about pretty much everything on there, and a lot of times you guys drive the conversation, right? So I will see you guys on over at dailybigcat.com, and thank you for your donations. $121 on just this video alone. So thank you very much. Aside from that, we will see you guys in about 15 minutes. All right, thanks for watching.